Okay, YouTubers, we're working on this 2005 Ford Mustang 4.0, and we're gonna take out the rotors and the front rotors and go get them turned. The issue this car is having is there's a squeak on the brakes when he applies the brakes. And first we thought it was the back brakes, so we took all four wheels off and we looked at the back brakes, and the back brakes were done. I mean, they were real thin, so we changed those out and we thought that was the problem. Well, about a day later it started squeaking again, so we said, well, let's change the front ones. The front ones still had some mileage on it, but we said, let's go ahead and do the front ones too. Lasted about a day. Again, the squeaking came back. So he also noticed that when he applies the brake, it vibrates a little bit. So we're thinking the rotors are maybe warped, plus they're glazed over maybe. They're the original ones, because you can see this clip. That tells you that they're original ones, unless somebody put them back on, which I've never seen nobody put them back on. But maybe they just need to be turned. We're gonna try turning them. He wants to go with the turning first versus, you know, buying them new, and if that don't work, I guess we'll invest in new ones. Okay, and like always, before you start, chalk your wheels, block them with the breaker or board, jack up the vehicle, and put some jack stands. Never trust the jack by itself. Find a good secure solid place down there and put your jack stands. All right, and what I do when I do a brake job, I usually open this because I'm gonna compress the piston, but I don't think we're gonna have to do the compressing here because we're going with the same brake pads. It's gonna be the same width open, so I'm not gonna open that. Maybe we might have to, but all right, let's get started. Before I get started, let me just show you this tool that I loved. I got this on Amazon. It's an awesome tool. It works real good for the brakes. It doesn't do all brakes. Sometimes you gotta put the old shoe in there because it doesn't open wide enough, but it broke on me. So I was kind of pissed off and I was gonna give it a bad review, but I've broken some C-clamps too, because I admit, I do remember doing a couple of brake jobs that they were hard. The piston was so hard to push in that this, you can see it bent this side. So yeah, I guess I can't blame it. Like I said, I've broken some C-clamps, so why not this one, right? So I'm gonna order me another one. What happened, it just stripped the threads here. Well, you know what, maybe I'll try to fabricate something, you know, since I've been doing a lot of welding lately. But anyway, just want to show you this too. If you can't get one, they're awesome. All right, let's take the caliper off, hang it up there, and knock this off. Okay, and the way I'm going to take those clips off, I'm just going to take a regular screwdriver and use these as hammers. Man, don't you know you're not supposed to do that? Use the right tool for the right job. I'm trying to get it back in there. You might have to turn it. Well, this way. Trying to get it behind that clip. And then sometimes it breaks right away. But if it doesn't, see, this one already broke. They break real quick. Then just take your dikes. Now it comes. That's all it is. It's a clip that holds that rotor in place, and it's from the factory. Same thing with this other one. This one looks a lot easier. It's got a gap in the back. As long as you can get it away where you can get those dikes in there, and it's real thin aluminum, whatever. Out it comes. And now loosen the bottom one first. But before I do that, let me might be too late. I'm gonna take the screwdriver and wedge it between the rotor and the caliper and try to just squeeze that piston a little bit. I don't know if you can see, just to make that a lot easier for me to take off. I've got it in between this caliper and the rotor. All I do is squeeze, and it squeezes that piston in. That'll help you take off that caliper off when you're ready to take it off. It won't be stuck on there. And I have this wire right there on the coil springs And that's what I'm gonna use to tie these bad boys. Oh, I guess I still need to squeeze this sucker a little more. The brakes don't want to let go. The caliper doesn't want to let go. There we go. Just run this wire through here and up on the spring and twist, and voila. This isn't very heavy. On some vehicles it is heavy. This one it's not. You could also go ahead and take the bracket with the caliper on together, but I just wanted to show you how you do the caliper. And these bolts for the caliper, they're 12 millimeters, and then for the bracket it's gonna be 15 millimeter. Yeah, 15. And these are on tight. They have Loctite, so when you put them back on there, use Loctite. And you have two. Let's see if we can get back there. Okay, there's one, and then the ratchets on that one. I can't see what I'm doing. Let me take those brake pads out. See, I just put them on. They're brand new. Okay, and like I said, these are on there tight. So you're gonna go down, but if you don't have the leverage, grab a prying bar, crowbar, wedge it somewhere on the frame, and push down on it and use it as leverage, and it'll break that bolt. See? Oops. Whoa. Sorry. Okay, let's try that again. Camera fell on me. Okay, leverage here. Bam. See how it popped? That's how tight these bad boys are. Bam. And they do have Loctite. Okay, these are the bolts. Like I said, there's two. That one and this one back here. And so you can see it's got some blue Loctite. Let me take this one off. Let me hold it so the bracket won't fall on me. There's the other one, Loctite. Here's your bracket. Now the rotors should just come out. If they're stuck on there, take a hammer and lightly tap it around here. Just don't hit the studs or dent up the rotor. This one will come out. And we'll do the same on the other side. Okay, let me show you something real quick. When you put these brake back on with the caliper, make sure you pay attention to how they came out. Here's the bracket. It goes back here. This goes like this. Then you're gonna have your rotor in here. But I'm showing you like this because you can see. Pay attention to the back of this bracket. It's got these little square or rectangular little things that turn. Make sure you align them with this, or you will be racking your head because it'll be hard. You can probably get them because they bent. You can tell this one's bent a little bit. Somebody didn't pay attention. I know I didn't do it because I did do it before this. First time I did brakes like that, I couldn't get it on there. It wouldn't go in there. So what you got to do is, see if you can see, turn these where they're sideways and they line up with this. See, they should fit right there. Perfect. See, and then it will sit real. I got that wire there, but it will sit like that. Because if you don't, if it's turned this way, you're gonna have hell. Look, see, it's not gonna want to go in. It's gonna have a gap right there where my thumb's at. So make sure you turn it where it's flush with this line. Just thought I'd throw that in there because the first time I did something like that, I kept scratching my head and going, what the heck's going on? I couldn't get it on there, and then I noticed that. Here's the rotors. I'm gonna take them to O'Reilly. They're the only ones that do it. AutoZone, I guess they don't do them no more. I just put an R for the right one. It probably doesn't matter, but I just want to put them back where they came out. Oh, and they charge $15 a rotor for a vehicle, and I guess on trucks it's more. Alright, YouTubers, just got back with these rotors. How nice and pretty they look. Alright, let's put these bad boys on. There we go. And if you're gonna have issues with it moving around on you, go ahead and put a lug nut in there. I think I'll do that. It didn't go all the way, but at least it's gonna keep it from falling off. I mean, maybe I'll put two. One on the bottom. There you go. Now let's put it together. Get the bracket. Gotta figure out which way it goes first. And let me just put a little bit of Loctite on it. Okay, I went ahead and put this blue one. It's a medium strength. Okay, I'm doing the bottom one right now. Okay, now let's get the top one. Okay, I'm giving it the final little tightening. And make sure these are tight, guys, because they come with Loctite. You don't want them brackets falling off. Okay. I think that's good enough. Do the top one more time. And like I showed you earlier, guys, remember these little oval or rectangular square things, make sure they line up with this part right here. Okay, so I think they're going to be turned about right there. Same with the bottom one. Let's see. And sometimes putting these on can be a little bit tricky. Just take your time, guys. That one's in. Let's see how we do with the back one. Let's sit down. That wasn't bad, I guess, because they're okay. Here we go. Remember this? There we go. I don't think the bottom one's lined up. Yeah, it is. There we go. See how it's flushed? And take your screw, start it by hand, and start the bottom one too. Grab your, I believe it was a 12. Let me go with the cordless right here. Let the battery run out. Okay, now we're going to tighten it with the hand ratchet. Bottom one. There we go. Okay, they're tight. There we go. Now we can take these bad boys off. And you don't have to put those clips that we broke off. I don't even know if they sell them. We probably do, but don't forget to get your wire off here. You'll send the customer with the wire. And sometimes another little tip here, After you finish doing brake jobs, if you hear something rubbing, I've had a few guys come back to me that did try to do their own brakes and ask me, hey, I changed my brakes and it sounds like something's rubbing. This, sometimes it gets like that, and look, it'll rub. People think like, wow, I messed up on the brakes. All you gotta do, even with the rim on, what I do when they bring them to me, I just take this pry bar, and with the rim on, you know, you can go through the middle and just push it back like that, and they're good to go. Just thought I'd throw that in there for you guys. It's a freebie. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing on the right side, and see, it's got the R for the right side. And also do the same with the tires. I keep them in order. This is gonna be the right side and the left side. I know sometimes you put the tire on the other side and you'll get a little bouncing or shaking, where it's just used to being on the other side, I guess. Okay, and also when you put the tire on and you put the lug nuts, tighten it by hand first. You don't want to start with the impact and cross thread, and put one on one side and then on the other side. And you can hit it with a gun. Let me show you. Okay, you can hit it with the gun. See how it's going to balance the tire, make it flush. You can get those two like that, and then hand tighten these, and then get the gun and just go on another pattern like that, then like that. Once you get them all tight, then I do go around. Let me just show you. Or you could do this, where you're just putting the tire, you know, run all of them, just hand tight like that. Turn the wheel, and then you tighten them, but always go across like that till they're tightened, so the tire will be tight, tightened down, flushed, won't be off. Okay. I go to this, then this one, then this one. Now that I've got all of them tight, it won't matter. Just go around. And they do got to be torqued. I think about 90 pounds, but no, I've never had any issues with this. And then we're done with that side. Is it not saying that torque isn't important? It is. On certain things I do torque, but like these, I mean, when you have a flat out in the road, I don't think you carry a torque wrench, and oh, there we go, 90 pounds, whatever. But anyway, these steps were just for the beginners. I know a lot of you guys, expert, already know, but these were just for the beginners that never really done brake jobs like my son. That's for those kind of the beginners, I guess. All right, real quick here, guys, something I messed up on. Remember when I told you to go ahead and put these in when the rim's not there, just to hold that rotor in? Yeah, be careful, make sure they're long enough, because this is what happened. I did it on this side just to hold the rotor in. I put two like I did on that other side, and it broke through. So I got to go buy two of these for this guy. I mean, I messed them up, you know, I got to replace them. Just watch out with that, guys. Just hand tighten them like I did on the other side. You'll be fine. Just hand tighten them, and that'll work. Because if you use the impact gun, you're probably going to go too far, and the studs are going to bust through and mess up his or your lug nut. So do them by hand. Just wanted to point that out. So now I got to go buy two more. All right, YouTubers, it's done. Let's go for a test ride. Y'all want to come? It don't matter to me if you want to come. Let's go. Okay, let's fire this baby up. Pump the brakes. Yeah, I put some up. When I compressed them, some of the liquid went up because it didn't have no brakes. Always do that, guys. Yeah, that's another tip for the newbies. All right, another tip for the newbies. Anytime you do a brake job, pump the brakes before you just get on and take off, because you compress those pistons and all the liquid went up to the reservoir. There's nothing on the line, so you're not going to be able to stop. As a matter of fact, I knew a guy that did a job for this girl, and she ran into her garage. So every time you do your brakes, pump those brakes, you know, till they get hard. There you go. Damn goat heads. Oh man, those are painful. Out you go. In the bushes. Alright, let's take it out here. This is where I always test drive my cars. prison out here, and I always tell myself one day they're gonna come out, the SWAT team's gonna come bust out and chase me down, thinking I'm trying to get somebody out. Okay, I'm gonna apply the brakes. I don't feel no vibrating. I don't hear no squeaking. Let's go further. Okay, I'm fixing to apply the brake again. By George, I think I got it. No squeaking and doesn't even vibrate. There's the prison guys to the left. And I always turn here, so bet you one day they're gonna come out after me. I always feel uncomfortable doing this. There it is. Oh. Okay, here we go. Check engine light is on because this vehicle has those cats gutted out, so that's why that's on. All right, we're back at the house, and it ran beautiful. No vibrating, no squeaking. The vibrating for sure was there, but it's gone now. So if you have this issue, guys, where your car's squeaking, you change all the brake pads, try turning the rotor. Also, you can change the hardware. That was my next step, because I've got this old hardware, you know, the little clips, and where the brake shoe goes, those little hardware, the aluminum little tabs that it has on top and bottom, sometimes those will make it squeak. And if you got that vibrating, every time I've done a car that vibrates like that, when you apply the brakes, 99% of the times it's the rotors. Either I have to change them and go with new ones, or get them turned. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate ya, and I try to answer everybody's question, and I'm sorry if I don't get to you. Sometimes it doesn't pop up on my alert or whatever, so I apologize for that, and good luck and God bless.